It's me, Brosi King, and welcome back to Hot or Rat. And today we'll be reviewing the promo looks and reveal looks from Drag Race Season 14. And the themes for these two looks were Candyland, both in reference to the OG board game that we all played as kids, and the relaunch of RuPaul's Chocolate Bar, of course. And Arcade, which had a kind of 80s and 90s twist to it. And as we do with every new cast, we'll be breaking down both of their looks and taking a deep dive into their Instagrams to see what they're hiding. But first, I have an answer to y'all's #1 question. Where am I streaming all these seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race? On streaming platforms I already pay for, of course, thanks to today's video sponsor, Surfshark, an award-winning virtual private network. You see, companies like Netflix geo-restrict access to certain shows. For example, this is what happens when you search for RuPaul's Drag Race on Netflix in the US. It's blank. But with Surfshark, I can set my location to anywhere in the world and watch that country's Netflix library. With just one click, I can surf on over to, let's say, Argentina and watch all 13 seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race. I also love using Surfshark when I'm traveling, for example, to grandma's house for the holidays, because they encrypt all of my internet traffic, meaning no prying eyes can track and steal my data. And make sure you're listening for this last part, because when you use code Bussy to get Surfshark by clicking the link in the description of my video, they'll give you 83% off and 4 extra months of Surfshark for free. And best of all, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in just trying it out for yourself. Thanks, Surfshark, for sponsoring today's video. Now let's see which of our queens gave us something sweet to eat. First up, Alyssa Hunter. This is a queen I was super excited for immediately because she is from Puerto Rico, and I feel like it's been a while since we've had a Puerto Rican queen on the show, aside of course from seeing Yara on the last season of All Stars again. And on first look, we see her promo look is absolutely stunning. She's giving me intergalactic Wonder Woman, like maybe she just got back from Chromatica and now she's here to slay the runway. I love all the dramatic pieces on this look, the straps, the headpiece, and cape. My only question I had when looking at this look was like, how is this Candyland? Which is actually a question I kind of had on a lot of the queens looks, which made me wonder if the queens were even briefed that they were supposed to dress like Candyland the board game. But that's not necessarily Alyssa or any of the queens' fault that their looks didn't match the promo as much as they could have. And theme aside, I think this look is as Mars. Her reveal look, I'm also going to give a too. She looks like she literally just stepped out of the inside of an arcade machine, which I think was a really creative take, and she took this category a lot further than a lot of the other queens did, who kind of mostly just wore streetwear. And on Instagram, we see her lust for style and drag and her unique fashion run through all of her looks. Like, girl, she's got the range. Look at this crazy coral reef look, and then this like sexy Billy the Puppet look. Oh my God. And when you go over to her website, you actually see that she's talking about how she's won 4 of the most, quote, important Puerto Rican pageant titles. And she's got a hot twin. Dang. Now that's what I call a TP. Next up, you can call her Angie. It's Angeria Paris VanMichaels. The pageant queens always kill me with how long their names are. She says in her little interview that she wants to show that she's the pageant girl with personality. I got really wholesome vibes from her, and I kind of think that she's going to be the foil of Alyssa a little bit, where Alyssa is that super fierce, aggressive competitor, and Angeria is just sort of like, hey, I'm here and I'm beautiful. Angeria is wearing this gorgeous red sequence gown with these fish fins coming out the side of her butt. I really love this look, especially with that dramatic collar around her neck, and the way the red and the yellow plays together I think is a really beautiful combination of color. Definitely red hot. And her reveal look I think is her attempting to show people how versatile she actually can be. The hair looks like it's giving me a little bit of a reference to Sindel from Mortal Kombat, which I really appreciated. And there are elements of this look that I like, such as that dramatic cape with those pointy shoulders, an excellent silhouette for her. But I don't really understand where that camo bodysuit came into play. I feel like she should have done that piece in all black or maybe white to complement the white hair she was wearing and really go for that like aggressive video game character vibe. So this look is kind of a half wrought, half hot situation for me, but over on her Instagram, she does continue to show all of that classic pageantry beauty, which I think is where she feels most comfortable and shines the brightest. Next up, our self-described demon queen of Seattle. It's Bosco. I will say when I was watching her Meet the Queens interview, it felt like she wasn't totally comfortable being on camera yet. Or perhaps she was trying to like think too far ahead of what she was saying to make sure she came off the right way. Her narrative just kind of felt like this very forced, I'm the weird, interesting fashion queen of the season, and that's that. That said, she also just could have been a little nervous that day, so I'm definitely not going to judge her on who she is or how she represents herself in one interview. Her promo look is drop dead gorgeous. It's very like Mugler woman meets Lady Gaga in American Horror Story playing the Countess, and she's holding these ribbons in front of her, which you're like, okay, wait, what's going on there? And this promo look does doesn't even really get to shine in this shot because you don't get to see the back of it, which is the most amazing part because she turns around and she's just showing her entire backside. And while I'm not sure that I'd say crack is Candyland sweet, I do think this look is hot. And as for amazing as her promo look was, the reveal look honestly didn't do a lot for me. It feels very like Dolls Kill Streetwear, which I think is really fun for certain occasions, maybe a sexy number in the club, for example. But, you know, when you're putting out that first impression on RuPaul's Drag Race, frankly, there's just so much drag. And even in this season, there's 14 competitors, so you've got to do every little thing you can do to stand out. And this look with the whole naked body strappies thing, we've just seen it quite a few times before. So I'm gonna leave this look at a rot. But over on the Instagram, I got excited again. She has all these crazy looks going on. I love the Cruella one, and it looks like she plays with like special effects gore makeup quite a bit, so it'll be interesting to see if she can bring some of that into Drag Race. Next up, Daya, which is a kind of ironic drag name considering the theme of Candyland and that she talks about in her interviews that she's done across Entertainment Weekly and such, that she has type 1 diabetes, which I think is a really cool form of representation that we get to see on Drag Race, because I feel like in the past, media was really focused on one-dimensional aspects of who somebody was, right? They're pretty, they are funny, or they are smart. I'm not just talking about Drag Race, I'm talking about media as a whole. And getting to learn more about people's histories and their struggles, I think just makes them so much more real and fun. So she is drag sisters with Crystal Method, who put her into drag for the first time. And apparently Daya is the queen who actually made Crystal's Burton Ernie wigs that she used in the makeover. And considering the two looks that she wore for this event, the promo, it's a lot. It's not my personal taste, if you will. It's just a bit too much going on for me. I don't really know where to look at. My eyes are kind of confused because with all of those shapes and layers and spikes, skirts, pants, shoes, it's just there's so much that it's kind of overwhelming when you also pair all of that with these oversaturated colors. And so like I'm very interested in her just based off this look, although I don't personally love the actual outfit she's wearing, so I'm gonna leave it at a rot. In her reveal, we see that these crazy looks are apparently going to be a very big part of her closet repertoire. I'm living for this like pastel scene kid's hair she's wearing. Again though, I'm just a little bit confused about the actual direction of the outfit. I think there's so many likable pieces in her looks. I just want to see them more on their own and less all mixed together. So this look I'm also gonna leave at a rot. Next up, Deja Skye. Wow, girl, she heard the Candyland theme and she took it all the way there. She looks kind of like if you crossed a Candyland character with a Who from Whoville and also a character from Steven Universe or something. The silhouette that she has created is jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Those huge shoulder pieces, the way it like wraps around the front of her body, it's stunning. Oh, and the big bow. Girl, we love a big bow. And she says that she made this outfit. Woo, girl, those other queens better watch out in the design challenges if she pumps something like this out. She took me all the way to Candy Cane Mountain and back. This look is hot. Her reveal look, I think was an interesting choice for the arcade theme though. It's maybe like pastel CEO of an Arcade Enterprises megacorp or something. That is to say, she just looked, I guess, a little out of place with so many of the other queens looks that were, I guess, a bit more grungy and streetwear inspired. Still a good look considered on its own though, and I love that this one also has a giant bow on it. Absolutely a hot look. And I really enjoyed going through her Instagram and seeing her have this consistent vision for who Deja Skye is. She looks clean, sophisticated, put together, and of course is bringing us bows every time. Next up, Jasmine Kennedie, one of our New York queens. Jasmine had, I think, one of the better Meet the Queens interviews. She felt more comfortable and at home giving this sort of confessional style thing. She also had that naturally funny element, and I loved seeing them edit her super long response together, giving her that overdramatic Oscars speak that we keep seeing from Gia on Drag Race Canada. The promo look she's wearing, she says, is Versace inspired, which I do definitely see. And this particular style is, for some reason, very associated with Las Vegas in my mind, and of course the like Grecian goddess type of fantasy. I also can't help but notice that she looks like the dragged up version of Nomi Malone from Showgirls. Bitch, you can't tell me that's not Nomi. I think she looks stunning, and this look is hot. And her reveal look is giving me like, I'm spending the day in Vegas and the night in the casino, which I guess casinos are kind of like adult arcades. So in that sense, I guess it definitely makes sense for this theme. And I wasn't super enthralled with this look. Like it doesn't say too much about who she is or what to expect from her, but the front flips that she did on this little catwalk did. Jasmine, this look too is orange. Hot. And I was actually really surprised when I took a look over at Jasmine's Instagram to find out that she is much more in the pageant world than I think she let on in her interviews. There's lots of feathers and gowns and such, so it'll be interesting, I guess, to see if she brings any of that to the competition. Next up, she's looking good and feeling Jorgeous. This bitch is 21 and from Nashville, Tennessee. Another young bitch thirsty for life. Must feel good. And I'm excited for this queen for none other than her name, which is probably one of my favorite drag names of all time. How are you feeling? Oh, I'm Jorgeous. And in addition to having a great name and being beautiful and young and amazing, she also has a great little talking head. I could see her giving a lot of confessionals in the season. And in her promo look, she's giving me like the popular cheerleading girl who's not got time for your BS. I love the bodice. The whole outfit is very danceable, which is a recurring theme in her looks that we saw on her Instagram as well. And I really just love all of the like shapes and silhouettes and rhinestones and everything that she is giving in all of her looks. This one is absolutely hot. And on her Instagram, we also learned that she was evidently in some sort of Troye Sivan and Casey Musgrave's music video thing, which I was unaware of, but that is really cool that she did. Her reveal look, though, I have to say, for how flashy a lot of her drag is, didn't really impress me that much. I would have liked to have seen her put a little bit more personality in the actual garment here, so I'm gonna leave this one at a rat. Next up, the self-proclaimed Real Housewife of Drag, June Jambalaya. And she is one of the many queens this season actually to be coming out of Los Angeles, California. And her promoting that Housewife of Drag thing kind of makes me want some drag spin-offs that do more than just show the queens on the catwalk and such. And I know they tried to do that like drag housewives kind of thing in Vegas, but girl, with all these LA queens, I think they're maybe setting up a cast here. And in her promo look, she came to us with 2 sticks in her bun. No, not like that, you nasty. And her hair. She is giving me goddess. Again, you can't tell me that these queens were like told to dress like the Candyland board game. I don't see it in a lot of these looks. But even though I'm not necessarily eating Candyland from this, doesn't mean I'm not impressed with her beauty, her poise in her little interview, and very excited for this queen. This look is hot, and it was interesting because in her reveal, she actually wore an outfit that I thought would have fit the Candyland theme a little bit better. It's like this quilted, almost waffle ice cream cone looking type of dress with a really big poof on the waist and this crazy long brown cape that has her name spray painted on the back. And as far as like putting personality in your looks, you really could not ask for more. She literally has her name dangling from her fingernails. And over on her Instagram, we see she has a very clear, defined aesthetic that is very much, as she says, Real Housewives of Drag. And girl, who doesn't love a nice bowl of jambalaya? Next up, the beauty, the face, the mug. She has it all. It's Kerri Colby. This is a queen I was absolutely floored by, both by her look and how she spoke and talked in the little Meet the Queen section. Girl, she has star power written all over her. I also loved what she said about doing drag in her little Entertainment Weekly interview, saying, I couldn't say I would have found myself as the woman I am today without drag. It's quite literally my oxygen, my life supply, everything that I've ever been through. And concerning the look that she's wearing, I think she absolutely hit the nail on the head with the Candyland theme. She's got all these little jewels and pieces and sparkles all over this gorgeous, like kind of young princess inspired dress. There's just something about all the little like shiny pieces all over it making me be like, ooh, ah, and I personally feel like a kid in a candy store. This look is sickeningly sweet and hot. I was confused though, why this look was also her reveal look. No other queen repeated their looks across these 2 categories, but she did? I don't know. If someone has the tea on that, let me know down in the comments below. And since we didn't get 2 looks from her, here's some more from her Instagram. My God. Literally countless beautiful looks. I didn't even know it was legal to be this pretty. And I loved going through her profile and seeing that she was very open about sharing her story about who she is and how and why she became the woman that she is today. This type of representation in her story, I think, is really important for so many people still discovering who they are in life. Because while everyone has been talking about the straight queen of the season, you know, I even did a whole video about it, we also have to remember that this is like the first regular US season where there are not 1 but 2 openly trans women competing. The next one being the delectably sweet Kornbread, the snack Jeté, who is another queen from LA. And she's also the second queen with like food in her name. Girl, this season is gonna have me hungry from beginning to end. And she says in her Meet the Queens interview that she thinks it's time for a big queen to win, but doesn't want to win because she's big, but because she knocked out the rest of the competition. And I definitely think that there's gonna be another queen to watch throughout this season because not only does she have a big, amazing personality in her interview, but a really stunning promo. This crazy hair thing going on is very much like, I don't know, making me think of some character from an anime, like Sailor Moon or something. And I think given this really red and yellow oversaturated color palette that so many of the queens use, she did a great job balancing that baby blue in there. This look is more than a snack, it's a whole meal. And I think it's hot. Her reveal look is great too, a little more understated than her promo, but very vintage, classy, chic, and also refreshed with those gold chains dangling across her chest. Another hot slice of cornbread. Next up, Lady Camden. Hello, governor. Rue and Michelle have evidently been loving judging UK so much that they brought Camden back with her in their suitcases. More than just being from the UK, we learned that she has this like ballet background. Watch out, Brooklyn Heights. So it could be interesting to see if she lip syncs and integrates that into some of her performance. Her promo look is very Monopoly Man meets Willy Wonka, but make him a drag queen, and I love that. The silhouette and structure of this look is phenomenal. The cane is a great detail with the mustache, but I kind of wanted her to just have a mustache and a monocle on. I think it would have just been a perfect like campy touch. But as the look is, I love it, and I think she looks like the queen of Candyland. Milady, this look is hot. Her reveal look, though, I will say, left me a little confused about her style and direction of drag. It was totally different. It's this like 80s Betty Spaghetti meets Raver Girl meets motocross chick type of vibe with a leather tutu. She is, I will say, maybe a little more on theme of the arcade situation happening than some of the other queens, but I think there were maybe too many ideas here, and the overall effect of this is kind of a messy execution. So this looks a bit of a rot for me. Next up, the queen everybody can't stop talking about, Maddy Morphosis. And I won't be elaborating too much here about her drag identity because, you know, I did a whole video with my thoughts on that prior to this one, but she did say something in her Entertainment Weekly article that I thought was quite peculiar. Concerning her being straight and doing drag, she said, "The only pushback I've ever had was people outside the drag community, people who aren't in the scene but just want to have opinions about it," which rings pretty true with what I've seen going on in the drag race community. Lots of people that aren't drag queens having interesting opinions. Anyways, let's talk about her look. Bitch, she looks great. She looks stunning. She's giving me like otherworldly game show host of Mars or something. Iconic. This look is hot, and so is her reveal look. This is hands down one of the best arcade looks of the entire cast. I love that it's giving a nod to Club Kid roots, and she even has that sort of balloon pigtail thing going on underneath the fabric of the garment that she's wearing. My only critique for her and these two looks, bitch ain't got no wigs on. Not one wig. I just think it's funny that our first openly homosexual queen, Joey, started the trend of wearing no wigs, and Maddy, our first heterosexual queen, is continuing it. Obviously, I think this look is hot, and when you go over to her Instagram, you do see she does have a couple wigs in her closet, and hopefully we'll be bringing them out for at least 1 or 2 runways. Another thing I learned while diving deep through her socials was that she apparently has a girlfriend that does drag too. The couple that drags together stays together. Maybe that's why my past several relationships failed. Next up, if it ain't green, Orion ain't interested, much like Laganja. So she did talk about smoking, and thought it was kind of funny because I was wondering if she maybe had smoked a bit before that interview. What a sweet, sweet little queen though. I'm nervous for her though because she felt a little quiet, and girl, Drag Race is all about being the loudest girl in the room. But for how quiet she was, I think her promo look absolutely made up for it, and I don't think she's getting enough recognition for it. She looks like a beautiful tub of melted chocolate that's being like stirred or something inside of a candy factory, perfectly on theme, and the look is just stunning, kind of giving me Amy Winehouse vibes even. This look is hot. And her reveal look is this black little cocktail dress splattered with neon paint colors. Love it. She hit this arcade theme and looks like she belongs on this set more than most of the other girls on there tonight. And their hot look. And finally, they've got a pill for everything nowadays, don't they? It's Willow pill. Firstly, the promo is giving me everything that I needed from this theme. She is giving me Little Bo Peep meets Strawberry Shortcake meets psychedelic punk streetwear. The actual little blue raspberry things on the fabric of this outfit she created, I think, are a really interesting and fashion forward touch. Plus, blue raspberry has always been my favorite candy flavor. This look is hot and a little sour. And her reveal look, another very original type of look for Drag Race. I think that she is gonna be bringing some really cool stuff to this competition. She really stands out amongst this cast of beauty, pageantry, and not being shady here, but chicness, because Willow has, as we're seeing, a very interesting, more raw approach to her drag. And it's just, I think, very artistic and fun to see. And while I love this look, I think it's hot, I think it was really funny to see her wearing those same Club Kid boots that Formaldehyde just got called out for on Dragula, which if you know, you know, and if you don't, don't worry about it. And over on her Instagram, we see this really unique style continue through in her drag. She's got horror looks, campy looks, fashion looks, and I think is, of this cast, maybe the most versatile of them all. And she apparently is drag sisters or friends or some sort of family with Evie Oddly. And that's it. That's our cast of season 14. 14 new queens. And can you believe we're about to finish 9 seasons of Drag Race this month, and then we'll be going right into Drag Race 14. There will be more queens crowned in a 1 year's period than there were in like 8 years. Drag is taking over the world, girl. And as for my hottest hot today, well, sorry, but I couldn't choose, so I'm gonna give a tie to Kerri, Colby, and Deja, Skye. And I've also asked my patrons to vote on their hottest hot. They chose Willow Pill. And if you want to become a part of my patron family, you can do so over on patreon.com/BussyQueen. My patrons get exclusive member benefits like early access to my channel, access to exclusive videos, access to the Bussy Queen Discord server, and more. Click the link in the description of my video to join today. And as always, I want to say thanks to you for watching today's video sponsor, and my generous patrons who make my channel possible. And I want to give a special shout out to Aliao, Angel, Cyrus, Felicia, Goody P, Hector, JB, Joseph, Josh Marchant, JP in Dallas, Laura, Lisette, Matthew Burns, Maxie LaWow, Miss F. Neely, Scooby Snacks, Sailor, Steven, Tom, Tofere, Triton, and Bailey, who are all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier. I'll see y'all next time. Love ya. Bye.